also a little bit of like goal setting for one thing about looking at ahead of goals is I feel like I think just a lot of people in their personal life have problems or struggle with setting goals that might be too high and then beating themselves up for not meeting them, but also
Right.
setting goals that are too low, then you're
Mm,
not pushing yourself.
correct.
And the second part of that is like almost when you got someone like Webb that wins a championship, is now the goal like it just has to be another championship? Like that seems like really hard to like,
Mm.
you did it once, do it. Now you just are expected.
Yeah, that's a tough one, Sean. I mean, because I think you have to be realistic with your goals, and how you set those individually with each athlete is important. And I think it starts with the basics, and that's okay, consistency, and then okay, a good result, and then bettering that result, and so you move up the table till you are champion. And then it's a whole dynamic when you are, because the expectancy is if you're a champion once, you should be able to do it again.
Right.
um, and that ain't going away. That's there, that's set in stone. I don't care what people say, but it's it is it is what it is. So I think the progression towards that point and beyond is goes back to that individual person and finding a trail that they feel that they can manage well, and then also the team and everybody around them. And even day by day, the amazing thing in this sport is, man, the track changes. What we rode today is going to be different tomorrow, and so you've got to move those goals as day by day, because but to me it starts with the consistency, the speed, and it is good because you have a couple of markers with some fast guys that obviously you can get a basis of, okay, what is the optimum lap time, what is the best consistency ratio. So there are markers to gauge and to guide, and even in heart rates on your efficiency. So there's things that we have technology today to help us.
Mhm.
But I do it is important that you have a goal, and you have those set perimeters to try and go for and maintain and to better day by day.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to pick on Anderson because I am an Anderson fan, but I kind of like I'm wondering how much of that happened with him with like winning a championship in
Mm.
Supercross, and then I mean even him on social media explaining, hey, I just didn't feel right, like I put too much pressure on myself.
Mm.
Like, um, how do you avoid that?
Yeah, and that's again, each guy's different, and also how they, evolve. When Jason first came on board, um, he was pretty much a rookie in the 450 class. There was a lot less pressure on him, a lot less expectancy, and I mean, he was unbelievable during the week. I remember, I mean, and everyone was following Dunge at that time. So Dunge was the one that had to deal with the most pressure and had to almost suck it up every day. And I remember I had Jason on a 450, Marvin was still on a 250, and they having the time of their life just attacking it, and no real sort of any form of what you call, intense pressure.
Right.
Um, but as that evolved, and as Jason mentioned, your goal is to win a championship, and then when you do, well, that expectancy to do it again, and the contract that comes with it, and everything else, it raises that bar, and that is a tough one to deal with. And I give these athletes every respect to try and duplicate that and to maintain and find a way to push and keep evolving. It's not simple, and I know that was one area where, yeah, I mean, he almost had to find other ways to alleviate that, you know. Um, but he's a lot different to when I look at like the way Cooper Webb operates, you know. So there again, it's very individual on how they deal with it and how they apply themselves, and how you have to come around and manage that with them.